Hello everyone and welcome back to Lucky Loaders 15, where I'll be giving you 4 selections for tomorrow's racing. And for my first tip of the day, we are going to be going to Chepstow, where we go for the 142, and my nap is going to be running in here with a horse called On Call for David Noonan and Grace Harris, currently available at 8-1. And I thought this was quite a big price for this horse. Now, he's going to be returning here off a little bit of a break, which I think could work well for him. He's a horse that's shown that he can go well fresh in the past, and he won a couple of these kind of races earlier in the season, back in the autumn, where he went from the front and he was just able to get into a good rhythm and make all. And in the end, he was a very genuine and game performer when he won on both those starts. And one of those wins, he actually beat a horse called Dr. Kananga, who's now rated 100 and 140. So on some of his earlier form, he could still have a bit of scope off his mark of 112. Now I know he's £3 higher than his last win, but he was seen last time out at Hereford, where that wouldn't have suited him that day. The conditions have gone against him. It was a deeper race. He's dropped £3 for that. He's coming here fresh tomorrow. I just thought if he could get his own way on the front end of things tomorrow with conditions in his favour, when the conditions normally go like that, Chepstow, it tends to favour prominent racers. If you can just get into a good rhythm, David Noonan is a good jockey booking. I thought he could go well at a bit of a price, and I thought on form he should at least be half his price. If I was pricing him up, I would have had him in around about a 4-1, 7-2 kind of chance. I think he's got solid credentials tomorrow. 8-1 shouldn't be his price. And like I say, if he's in the same vein of form he was back in the autumn, I think he's got a great chance in this. And for me, he's going to be my nap of the day in the 142 at Chepstow. We then go to Ayr for the 225, where we're going with an extra tip here called Socialist Agenda for Adam Wedge and Laura Morgan. Now, this horse is currently available at 11-1 with SkyBet at the time recording, who are offering an extra place, paying 4 places on this race. Now, when you first look at Socialist Agenda, on his form last time out when he won at Musselburgh, and you see the way he won, you have to think he's got plenty in hand. And then you have another think about it, and you see he's retaken on Anna Bonina here. Anna Bonina is nearly going to be a stone better off for the weights. However, I just think the way a Socialist Agenda won last time out, I think he's well better than his mark, and he could still have plenty of more improvements to come. I think the ground is definitely key to him. He doesn't want it soft at all. He wants it to be on the good side. He was a very good bumper horse. He won all his bumper starts. Something then went wrong after that, but then he's come back this year over hurdles, and he's shown some good ability. He has been running off bottom weights, but I think he's far better than his mark. I think he's still around about maybe a 130 horse. He's got a rating of 124. He's been kept fresh, probably with this race in the back of their mind. I think the owners might have a Scottish connection. And I just thought Socialist Agenda here, he was too much of a big price. Milkwood, I respect, but he's carrying a big enough weight. I think the race could be set up for Socialist Agenda as well. We'll get a good pace to aim at. You've got one more for the road, and a Bonina might go forward, a couple of others as well, Barrichello. I just thought it could set up for the closers here. And for me, I think he's got a great chance, and I'll be disappointed if he can at least finish in the first 4. So, yeah, he's going to be my extra tip of the day there. And then go to Newbury for the 245. The feature on the card there is the Grade 2 Mares Novices Handicap Hurdle. And I quite like chances here of Nina the Terrier for Brian Carver claiming free. He's riding for Alan King here. You can currently get 9-1 with a few firms that are offering 6 places. 6 places were on offer at that price. Bet365, Bet Victor, and Boyle Sports. Now, this horse, Nina the Terrier, I think if you go back to some of her earlier form this season, I think she's the one to beat, and I think she should be favourite. She won here on Hurdle's debut, beating LA Bell, who could have a live chance at Aintree next week. That form has been well boosted. She then fell on her next start at Newbury, but that race worked out really well against some horses that have been competing in Pattern Company. She then went to Sandown on testing ground, which just wouldn't have been her bag. She really wants a decent surface, Nina the Terrier, and a flatter track, and this will play to her strengths tomorrow, unlike Sandown. And she's going to be, I think it's £9 better off at the weights than when she met Speech Bubble, who's vying for favouritism in this race. I couldn't get my head around it. Put a line through Cheltenham last time. Again, the conditions weren't on her side. She wants this better ground. She's off a mark of 127, which I think in this race is actually quite a workable one. Brian Carver's able to claim the free. The yard are going well. I just thought this horse had so much in her favour tomorrow. I'd be disappointed if she couldn't go knocking on the door and at least be in the frame. I just thought she was a big price and arguably should be favourite, and that's why she's going to be my next best of the day. We then go to the 3:35 at Ayr, the Scottish National. You could have many darts at this one. My long shot's going to be running here, and I quite like the chances of Chirico Vallis for Richie McLernan and Neil Mulholland. Currently available at 22 to 1 with SkyBet, who are offering 7 places on this race. I could have probably put a couple of others up for you, but I just thought Chirico Vallis came in here a little bit under the radar. He's coming in here fresh. I thought his run last time out at Doncaster, even though it was a veteran chase, was a good performance. He's a very game genuine performer that's normally ridden handy, which I think you need to be at Ayr tomorrow. Some of the races today were suiting horses that were racing prominently. And if you look at a lot of the handicap chases this season, not too many winners have been coming from the back, even though it sometimes can happen at Ayr, but then sometimes it can favour horses that are on the front end. I just would want to be avoiding all the traffic. The cheap pieces go on. He's off a mark of 135. He will ultimately need to post a career best to win this, but he's been quite lightly campaigned this season. The ground will be in his favour as well. He wants it on the good side. Neil Mulholland's team are going in a good bit of form, and also as well, if he's anywhere near the vein of form when he beat Kitty's Light at Chepstow earlier in the season, even though he is slightly worse off than the weights in that run, he's got to be there or thereabouts with 7 places on offer, a good double figure price. I couldn't leave him out, and for me, he's going to be my long shot of the day. So they're the selections then for tomorrow's racing. Let me know what you're going to be backing in the comments box below. Also as well, what you're going to be backing in the Scottish National. If you're enjoying these videos, please remember to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe here to the YouTube channel at LuckyLoaders15. If you want to follow me on the old social media, you can do, where I'm on Twitter and Instagram, where my handle is at LuckyLoader15. And that's all I got to say. So please gamble responsibly. Hopefully we can have some winners for you tomorrow, and we'll be seeing you soon.